This is going to be a draw-along video. If you've ever had a crummy week and been helped by disconnecting from the week and drawing a little bit, that is exactly what this drawing session was for me. The other week it was late on a Friday night, and my wife reminded me I hadn't drawn for the day yet, and I'm trying to draw every day this year. So at 1:30 in the morning, I started this drawing session, and I ended up getting into like this cool cathartic flow that was really helpful, I think, for how stressful the week is. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. And going into this drawing, I knew I wanted to use some rich colors in this one, but I didn't have much more of a goal than that. And I don't tend to use colors very much, not really on purpose, but I tend to run out of time and don't end up using colors. But because of that, I think I really enjoyed this one even more, because I really focused on trying to get to the point of being able to add colors. And colors just add so much life to drawings, obviously. You know, I'm usually really focused on some arts skill specific goal when I draw, and I like that, and that helps me progress in ways that I want to progress. But I forget actually that art and drawing can be cathartic. Like, my practice of drawing can be cathartic. I find other artists' work cathartic all the time, and it's really helpful for me, like, all the time in processing things. But I think I've been so focused on trying to reach specific goals to be an illustrator that I forget that my artwork can and should be, you know, a place where I can and should go to decompress and connect with my emotions more, all those things. So, yeah. So it was a helpful reminder for that. And, you know, the point of this channel is to track my progress as I hopefully become an illustrator. But my hope is also that it encourages and inspires others who are in similar shoes. For me specifically, I have a non-creative 9-to-5 job and family with young kids, so getting in the time to try and grow my art can be super hard sometimes. So it can be nice once in a while to just zone out and enjoy drawing with no real goal. And yeah, and for others who are trying to do something similar, I hope you remember that. I hope you remember it more than I have, actually, because I think it's really, really helpful. Art is it can have a really special role in our lives, and it's helpful to keep it special. And just a reminder, if you like stuff like this, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. I appreciate it. And like I said, one of the main things I had set out to do in this drawing was just to focus on adding some color, and I was using watercolors. I think this is maybe the second time that I can remember ever using watercolors. But I really like the interplay of complementary cool and warm colors. I mean, I think that's kind of like a standard in thinking through using colors, but I really love the effect of that. And so I was trying to focus on like yellows and blues here, and so trying to create this effect of light coming in from the side and landing on my dog's face. My dog's name is Watson, by the way. I don't think someone brought to my attention that I've not mentioned that, and that's his name. He's a sweet little dude. His name is Watson. I think I'm actually gonna make a whole video on just him in the near future. But but my goal was to focus on like light coming in from the side and hitting the front of my dog's body, and then casting these cool, like temperature cool colors as a shadow. And then I ended up going into this kind of like abstract thing coming out of the corner, the top right corner. I get there a little bit later in the video, but I think that's where it becomes kind of like, yeah, I'm just feeling the feels when I was drawing this, and it just felt like what I wanted to do at the moment, and I ended up really liking it. But yeah, so I was just slowly adding my warm colors here, and I just picked a range of yellow, orange, and basically brown for the darkest shades. And then at some point almost everything else is like blues and purples once I get there. If you've never seen it, the show in the background is Interior Chinatown, and it's a really cool show. Every now and then I'll watch these like draw along kind of videos, and people will have a show in the background, and I desperately want to know what the show is. And anyway, so I'm happy to solve that mystery for everyone here. It's on Hulu, if you're wondering. And I think right here I'm just about to get to adding in the blues and the cooler colors. But if there are ways in which you all use art to decompress, I'd love to hear about it. I think it's really like something I'm kind of newly exploring, because I think when I was younger, drawing was something that was like, I could get into a flow and, just use it to decompress sometimes. But since I've started this pursuit of being an illustrator, it's been, like I said, really focused on really just like kind of like aggressive skill acquisition. And I think there's a place for that. But it's, like reintroduce the topic of art as a, way to process things, and so I'd be really interested to hear how others have, find art helpful for that, and just like what makes the time helpful for that kind of thing. Like, is there music you listen to? Are there mediums that you go to for certain things? Is it helpful to just be there in silence, and anything like that? I'd love to learn about the role of art in other people's lives, and specifically for like processing life, stress, those kinds of things. And it's so cool that that creating things can be helpful. I watched a video. I listen to a lot of videos, sometimes more than I watch videos, but I think her name is QR Bits. She's another artist on YouTube. But she had a video where she was talking about how it's important for creative people to be creating, because like the way creative people process life is through creating things, and if you're not creating things, you're not it's like you're letting your arteries get gunked up, and you need to help things to not gunk up in your system, and so you need to be creating things. And I thought that was like really profound, and really helpful for just kind of for me personally, staying tuned into this idea of like not letting art just be this practical pursuit, and letting it be something that helps me process life. And I don't know, like I assume that there's probably people out there that are like, no, it's just a job, and I think that's okay. But I think everyone has different things that helps them process things, and that could be drawing, that could be getting outside, could be journaling, could be working out. It's probably some mixture of all those things for people, but it's a big deal. I'm really realizing, like now in my mid 40s, like how big a deal it is to have something like that helps you, process things going on around you, and also like disconnect from things that are going on around you, give your brain space to, just not be constantly barraged by those things. And you can see here in my drawing, painting, that I ended up with this weird abstract, like where the light source is kind of supposed to be. It's this like kind of dark thing. But I have some yellow going on also, so it makes sense that there's like light, hitting the dog, hitting Watson, coming from it and hitting Watson. Anyway, it's kind of weird, but yeah, I ended up liking it. And I'm finding that one of the hardest parts about having a drawing session like this, where I can really like kind of get into a flow and disconnect, I think the hard thing is that it's hard to find pockets a day where it feels like I can really just draw for as long as I want, and I think it helps a lot to have that kind of space that feels like, okay, I can do whatever I want here. But you just don't always get that. And so my wife was actually talking like a couple days ago about just the importance of the ability to like quickly dial into a flow state. And I think Cal Newport talks about that in Deep Work. But yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for that, for pursuing that kind of skill of zooming in and out, dialing in and out of a flow state with the time that you have. So yeah, something I'll be working on a lot more moving forward. But this is it. This is the final drawing from my cathartic late night drawing session. I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.